And look at Steve David checking all things to make sure it's good, and it looks like a clean start as the green flag drops. We are racing in Heat 3B.
That was a great start, and you can see Troxel on the outside starting to squeeze down the 5 boat on the inside there. It's going to be tight in that first corner.
You saw Steve David at the start line checking on his side view mirrors to make sure everything was lined up. How much attention do you pay to the other boats when you're racing out in front like Steve is?
Between the start and the first corner all the time. You have to. You have to leave room. You have to know where the boats are so you can have a clean corner.
Nice tight turn for Steve David. The oh boy Oberto looking good, but look what's coming up on the outside.
Yeah, Terry Troxel's got it rocking and rolling. He had a lot more speed in that corner than the other guys did, so he's able to keep it up there.
Experience plays a big part when you're on the Detroit River. This is, you mentioned cagey drivers. This is a cagey course. The more experience you have on this river, I would guess, the more success you're going to have.
Look at that piston boat on the inside lane, able to hold that corner and accelerate coming off that corner on the inside, Rich.
And that's some of the expertise that you're talking about. Jimmy King knows this race course as well as anybody, and look at that piston-powered boat giving Steve David a run for his money.
He sure is, and I'll tell you what, there's a red boat in Steve David's mirror all the way down that front stretch. Let's hope he leaves some room coming this corner.
Steve David on board with the U6 Oh Boy Oberto has the lead right now, but does not have the inside lane. Who has the advantage?
Well, I'll tell you right now, it's the U3 with that piston-powered boat, but Steve David on the in front, clean water's always good.
Depending on the angle, certain people can't even see that U3 piston-powered boat that Jimmy King is driving right now, but he has the inside track, and Steve David knows it all too well.
And watch this backstretch right now. I'll tell you, the 3 is going to come right up there. It's going to be some great deck-to-deck race here coming down these Yacht Club boats.
On board with Steve David, let's take a listen.
That was a great representation of what we see inside these boats coming down there. You can see ahead, you can see the water conditions and everything. It was a great shot.
Beautiful hairpin turn by David and Jimmy King. Terry Troxel has a great view of it all, but it's really a 2-boat race at this point.
Well, it sure is. Jimmy King held that corner tight. Steve David really probably left too much room, gave Jimmy King the advantage there.
Jimmy King, that all-important inside lane, and no one knows it better than Steve David right now because he's looking at that red boat right out of his left side.
Look how much speed Jimmy King has there. That's a depressing view from Steve Davis' point to see that boat go by you like that.
Jimmy King in the piston-powered U3 driving on the Detroit River, making that old technology look like it's brand new. But Steve David not ready to give up a first-place finish just yet.
Well, not at all. But Jimmy King needs points. We talk about points. He's got to win this race. He's got to get as many points as he possibly can because, you know, he wasn't able to run earlier when that damage from that busted propeller.
We mentioned Steve David is a little bit more of a cerebral driver than some of the others on the race course. Is right now a time where he's thinking stay safe instead of try and win the heat and earn those second-place points to secure my spot in the final?
Without a doubt. This is an elimination, a preliminary heat. You got to get points, you got to finish. Second-place points is good, but, you know, he's doing everything he can to keep the boat in one piece, to come across as the best position he can.
Steve David looking straight ahead at Jimmy King, and Jimmy King has held on to that inside lane, and he's held on and maybe even extended his lead a little bit as this race goes on.
That's a really great shot from in-boat camera. You can see the gauges in the center. That middle one's a fuel flow, and as he lifts, the fuel flow drops off, the front wing comes down. He's got a little light right there, Rich.
Is that safe driving, or is that just a fact of the matter that he's on the outside and looking at the leader?
Nah, he's driving the boat. He's not riding the boat. There's a big difference there.
What is the difference between driving and riding? Is it walking that fine line between being too dangerous and getting yourself in trouble?
Well, look in the corner right now, that on-boat shot. You see the wing down. He's in the corner. He pushes that wing down to lift the boat up in the corner to get more acceleration. As the boat comes down, he picks the wing up to keep the boat on the water.
And Jimmy King, it might look like that boat is getting loose, but that's what a driver looks for. Get as much air under that boat to help the acceleration. That piston power boat is looking like a rocket right now.
Yeah, he's doing a great job. In that tight corner, you can see that wing go up. You can see the boat get, you know, loose, and the acceleration, that piston power taking over.
And as Jimmy King's rooster tail leaves, there comes Steve David in second place. It looks like it's Jimmy King's race to lose. Beautiful shot of boats back to back.
That's a great job. Jimmy King needs the points. Points is so important here because he's down on points. He has to win every time.
We're on board one more time with Steve David and the Oh Boy Oberto, looking at a very strong second place finish. He realizes as much as any, there's nothing wrong with second place in Heat 3B.
Oh, not at all. Interesting thing, you saw that fuel flow gauge. You saw that thing go to 0 again. We have a rule in the sport. You can only have 4.3 gallons a minute for so long, and it backed off to 0. He's playing with the throttle. He's really pushing that rule. He's doing a great job.
Yeah, he's right up on that 4.3 line. line, I'll tell you what. Here's Jimmy King one more time, looking smooth, looking strong, looking to please the hometown crowd because this is a Detroit boat.
The one thing Jimmy King's thinking about right now is he's blown a couple propellers in this boat. Is it going to hold together? Is my engine going to live? Those twin turbos, are they going to stay together? I've got to get this thing home.
And as they say in horse racing, down the stretch they come. Jimmy King looking to secure a big, much-needed, inspirational win as he crosses the checkered flag. It is the piston-powered boat, and Steve David coming in a strong second place in Heat 3B.
And right now, Jimmy King's thinking about, I had a great start. How can I do it again? I'm remembering my marks, remembering what I did to do it again for the next heat.